Aloha, dear hearts. I am bringing you the sunset here from Hawaii. As you can see, it's just kissing the edge of the ocean as it begins to go down. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's actually looked like this the last couple evenings, or sunsets, I should say. I wish there was less fog. Lots of fog here this past week. But it's still beautiful nonetheless, right? So I come to you. I'm doing a reading. We're moving into the new moon later on this week. Right now we're in the dark moon phase, going through lots of, I want to say, tumultuous times. That's what it feels like to me. Lots of uncertainty, lots of fear going on, lots of things coming up from the depths, individually and in the world. And it's a good time to center yourself. Any time is a good time to center yourself, but especially now. I'm going to zoom back out. I always find that coming out by the ocean helps me be more centered. It's the breeze and then the sounds of the waves. Oh, we have a helicopter. You can hear that sound. It always helps me feel clearer and clearer with my own heart and my own centeredness, and it clears my mind, kind of vacuums the clutter out of my mind. So moving into this week that's already started, letting go of any fears, doubts, cycles that have been repeating themselves. I've seen a lot of this in my own life. Cycles, good cycles, and cycles that I don't need to hold on to. So I'm just sharing that with you as a reflection of what I see in my own life. Maybe it resonates with you. If it does, go take it, and if it doesn't, then leave it. I'm going to go to the cards because I did a reading for this week, and I'm using the Avalon deck, the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards. I love this deck. I like to use it especially around the new moon and the full moon. I feel like it speaks to the moon phases in so many ways. Priestesses of Avalon. If you read the Arthurian legend and the part that Avalon played in it, you will know what I'm speaking of. So, moving forward with this week, we have focus, risk, and forgiveness. And I kind of feel like this is a culmination of all the energies. I don't really feel like it's past, present, future. I just feel like it's a culmination. There's a lot going on. People are feeling a lot of risk, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, lots of fear coming up. And this focus card is reminding us to come back to our center, come back to the focus of who we are, and let go of the fear that is unnecessary. It's always good to be aware of things, but when things are played in our mind over and over again, cycles are played in our mind and then they act out in the world around us, that is never the best way to handle it. Also, the forgiveness card coming up, allowing yourself to forgive yourself, forgive situations, forgive cycles that have been going on, so that they can pass on. They can be part of the past now, no longer carrying them forward into new experiences. We are actually upon the heels of the Chinese New Year, going into the sign of the Rooster. Very fiery and forward-moving and robust, the Rooster. I've had a lot of family members that are roosters in my life, and they are always they don't agitate me, but they are just a little bit too robust for me in certain ways. But I love them nonetheless. No, I definitely love them dearly. It's just like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna step back from you, Rooster, now. I'm a monkey, so I enjoy my monkeyness. Anyhow, okay, so we're entering into the Chinese New Year, and last year it was February 4th or 6th. It's actually a different day last year, and I remember it very well. It was also new moon and new cycles. I had some amazing things happen, and the start of amazing Chinese New Year. And again, here we are, and now we're moving forward into the year of the rooster. So if that rings a bell or it sounds interesting to you, look it up and see what resonates with you for this, moving into the year of the rooster and moving into it with whatever sign you are. And also it's the new moon, I believe Thursday, and so this is our time in the last part of the moon cycle to release, forgive. Know that we always take risks in life, but let's look at the risks that we're willing to take. Are they ones that resonate with us, even though we can't see beyond? We can't see exactly where we're going to go. Do we feel a resonance, a power that almost is like guiding us there, part of our true will, our higher guidance? Call upon your guides, your guardians, God, Goddess, the angels, to help you know if your risks are, or the risks that you're taking in your life are ones that are of value. I wanted to read this card as well. So the risk card, this marker brings excitement to your path. You cannot know the outcome of the action you're being called to take until you do it. In this way, you are required to be blind in the forest for a time, risking all you know on all you've acquired on your journey for the potential of something better. Perhaps the training you require demands faith in what you cannot experience with your five senses, but reliance on the sixth sense, your intuition, can provide you with another type of sight that will aid you in your journey. Very important questions can be answered now. Is engaging in the situation worth the risk, or does my inner sight tell me to wait until another opportunity comes? Am I willing to learn a lesson of defeat and surrender to the promise of the unknown potential? Pray for guidance and ask for a sign. If the answer is yes, take the risk. If no, rest, regroup, and wait on the will of the divine mystery. Another sacred journey marker may reveal the answer. So right now, when they say sacred journey markers, they're talking about the other cards next to it. Right now, the other cards are focus and forgiveness. It's almost like there's things that need to be released and left behind, so that we don't continue to carry old patterns and old cycles in the path ahead of us, in our focus. Because we can go on a new path, but if we haven't cleared those patterns and cycles and ways of thinking and actions in our own life, then we're just going to carry them with us. So forgiving those spaces, healing them, allowing yourself to clean house. And so now when you have a new space, you can put new energy, new patterns, new focuses into your pathway, into your house, into your seeds that you're planting in life. So I'm going to read the forgiveness card, because it's always nice to hear it from another perspective. Drawing this marker says that you must now search your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you're still hurt or angry about another's behavior, or if there are circumstances in your life that you resent, this is a time when it's crucial to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Resisting this will only impede your growth and draw more unwanted experiences to you. Resentment and anger are emotions that actually bind you and hook you to the events that cause your suffering, keeping them alive inside of you, draining you from your life force and inner light. Nothing good comes from hate, anger, or resentment. Peace can only come through forgiveness when you release all that binds you to negativity. Perhaps you need to forgive yourself for placing unrealistic expectations on your situation, resulting in self-sabotaging perception tainted by perfectionism. This marker requires you to practice forgiveness so that you can be an active part of spreading peace, beauty throughout this troubled world. And the world is kind of troubled right now. Seems more troubled now than it has been. But coming back to this forgiveness, we're moving into that new year, that new moon. It's a perfect time to practice forgiveness, especially with yourself. That's important because there's so much anger and fear riding on the psychic waves right now, and it's going to bring up our own individual. And let it come up and deal with it in a healthy way. Ask your angels to assist you in releasing it. Sometimes when I'm releasing stuff, I'll write it all out. Just write, and then I'll burn it. And I'll ask to release it and transform it into something greater. And then I'll write in what I want to bring into my life, what I want to cultivate, what I want to develop, what I want to nurture, bringing forth into my world, into my relationships, into my family, into my work, into my home, all of that. So what do you want to bring forth into this new year, this Chinese New Year, and this new moon? It's always good to do this every month, or you can do it every week. Whatever you feel resonates with you. Just giving you a view of the ocean. So lastly, the last card on here is Focus. I really like this. This is gold sheen obsidian, and it's shaped in the form of the arrowhead. It's really large, as you can see, and it's quite sharp. I got it when I was on a road trip through, what was I? Arizona, Utah. I believe it was in Utah. I was coming down from the Canyonlands, and Bryce, I was thinking it was between Bryce and Zion. I was heading down to Zion, but got this at a little shop along the way, and I just fell in love with it. And for me, like, it symbolizes cutting away things, chopping, like cutting them. So you can always cut cords that you feel are attached to you or draining you. Of course, all this is harmonious. You attach those cords back. You ask them to go to the God source again, the highest source of light, where they belong. But this is my arrowhead, and it helps in grounding. As you can see, it's a darker color, but then it also has the gold sheen, so it relates to the solar plexus at the same time. So it has an element of the solar light within the grounding cord of in the root chakra. So this one really helps focus my will. It really helps cut away things, which is this card, this next card. It's all about focusing our will. See the little arrow right here, my arrowhead, and focusing our will. Where do we want to go? And that's why it's so important to clear stuff out of our pathway first. I'm going to read you the focus card, because I always believe that, there's always a message for someone, at least. It is a time to draw your energies inward. Let go of all things that are superfluous. I know I'm not saying that word right, but that's okay. And unnecessary at this time. Focus your attention on the job ahead. Do what is in front of you, no matter how small the task. Clear focus is required. Be mindful to stay in the present. Avoid looking back or too far forward, for it is only in staying in the true present now, the now, that the power residing in the sacred journey marker can be used for the benefit of all. Your path is marked with the need to regroup and remind yourself of your goal. Then stay in the present time and do what is directly in front of you. Only one small, focused step at a time will place you in your destination. So staying in that now present. And, it's interesting. I put this little gold tattoo on me, and to me, it's like a truce. Like there's more than one path. but at the center of all, that center point in between the two arrows, is the key to everything. It's that center point within all things that will guide us forward in whatever direction we need to go, whether it's a little to the right, a little to the left, because I feel like in my own life there's so many things pulling me here and there, and I'm having to pull myself inward into that center focus again and again and again. And sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. And then it's like, just do it. You're going to feel so much better afterwards. So I invite you to do the same. Finding your focus, your center point, and going to the places where it helps you go into that. So if it's out in nature, go into nature. If it's at the gym, go to the gym. You know, I don't know what it is for you. Writing? Is it reading? Is it a bath? Is it playing chess games? I don't know. Where do you find your peace in a healthy way? Find your grace in life, where you can better see your focus ahead. So anyhow, going into this week, into this new year, into this new moon, I invite you to write out, focus your definitions of what you want to bring forth into your life. I myself, I was out for a couple weeks. I got really sick. I had tonsillitis and a fever of like 103. I haven't had a fever that high in years. I was like walking, I felt like I was walking through the dark tunnel of I want to say the night of time, the dark night. I literally felt like I rebirthed after I was no longer sick anymore. So I was gone, and then, interesting enough, my computer got a virus on it. So I had a virus, and then my computer had a virus. It's interesting how these things manifest together. So my computer was in the shop for over a week, and so I actually did a reading before I got sick, and I was going to post it, and then I couldn't post it because my computer had a virus and it wouldn't let me transfer any data to it so that I could upload it to YouTube. So I was going through a type of purification, rerouting, defragging, reconfiguration, and it was also, I think it was Mercury retrograde, or maybe it wasn't Mercury retrograde. I think it was the end of Mercury retrograde, and now we're barely even going to be out of the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So that's coming up in the next couple of days. All right, dear hearts, I wish you the best. We're walking through this world together, and the best that we can put out there helps everyone, helps ourselves, and helps everyone. So I wish you beautiful, wonderful light in your life, love in your life, and a centeredness that is unshakable in every way, and a flexibility to know and to understand and have the awareness of the energies of life and how they shift and change and move. So even in your centeredness that's so unshakable, you have the flexibility and grace to move through it beautifully. So that is my wish for you, and anything else you should so need, may your guardians bless you with it. So I will talk to you later. Much love, dear hearts. Aloha.